Welcome to my live stream of Evony, the King's Return, All-Stars Battlefield Finals. For anyone asking, this is King of Conquest Continent. First, we're going to take a look at some of the players we're going to be seeing on Eagle and Lion Team, starting with their previous battles, so we can compare it against something. So, looking at the semi-final Group A, Lion Team had first place with Gaius getting an amazing score of almost 11,000 points. He could have got more, but he purposely got 0 to be able to get those points, vastly outplaying Minimag and even his own teammates in terms of points. V coming in behind them, Phoenix, Whistling Pig, Venom, JS, and as we scroll down you can see a bunch of other players such as Corrupt that we've seen do quite well. He had a glitch at the start of his game, so we're hoping for the finals that he's going to be able to do even more this time around. Zillion, Funky Town, and so on. Yipyor was doing pretty well in the preliminaries. He may have had a glitch as well that's kept his scores a little lower. Now looking at Group B, Petty, Seabone, AJ, and so on have been doing quite well with their rallies. Other players, Knockout is going to be one to look out for, almost getting #1 place there. Petty just edging him out by a few hundred points. Ikra, Pikachu, Seabone, Devil Dog, Ludwig, Cager, Madden Haywire, and so on, Prometheus. Each of these players are going to be doing great in the finals. These scores aren't necessarily indicative of how they're going to do in the finals, because they may have been saving their items for this final battle. So as you see on the left side of the screen, the battle will be starting in about 12 minutes or so, so do keep an eye on that battle starting timer, and we will go to the map soon. So now actually taking a look at our matchup for the finals, we got 59, which is 3.2 billion player on one side. JS has been holding it back a little bit, but in the preliminaries he did quite well. I've been told that Knockout has been doing quite well, and he's going to be one to look out for the Lion Team, as he is on Eagle Team. Phoenix, Whistling Pig, AJ are all at the top of the leaderboards in the semis. Venom's been doing quite well, and a bunch of others here have been doing well in joining rallies quickly and rallying enemy cities, zeroing them. But Lion Team have actually been doing better in that respect. These are randomly matched teams, but Lion Team have better rally players, I believe. We've got Gaius, Petty, Seabone, Yipyor, Minimag, and so on that are going to be doing quite well. Corrupt, he is one of the lower power ones. He's not in the top 10, but he's been doing quite well, apart from a glitch that he experienced. For the person asking in chat when the battle is starting, if you take a look at the left side of the screen there, I do have a timer for that. Moist Cat is quite low on the power structure also, but has been getting some excellent points, coming up above their power level in the rankings. Important to note, we are going to have a final winner in terms of teams, but it will also matter with individual points in order to get the final rewards. So we're going to take a look at the rewards while we're at it as well, which you can also do by clicking your battlefield building, clicking All Stars Battlefield, and clicking this chest in the top right. So only some people will get some of these. You might get all of them depending on your rank, or you might only get 1 or 2 of them. As long as you're doing quite well in this finals, you should get at least one of these rewards. So you got the actual castle decoration here, the march effect, the dragon egg, which will allow you to get an excellent dragon, and also an avatar frame will be available. Now there's not too long until the battle. We will take a quick look at the actual other rewards, which will include gold, resources, some healing speed ups, a general, militarist, which just means military skill. We will come back through these as well at the end when we have our final winners. If there's any issues with how I'm streaming and you would like to give me some tips or suggestions in the chat, please let me know. I do have a whole channel, as you see in the bottom right there, called Evony Guides, that you can look at for guides on Evony, as you can tell by the name. And I've had some good comments about it, people like them, so do check them out. And subscribe, like the video, invite your teammates from your server to come watch, as well as others. I will start answering questions soon, but I'm just trying to get through this initial part of the battle. So I may have to restart my game if I'm not put into battlefield instantly. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly restart my game and we'll be back. So for anyone trying to help their friends get onto the stream, you can check out this page, or if there's any other streams that you did want to watch, the other content for instance, you will get this message pop up in game, and you can click those links and find some other streams if you really wanted to, and I'm sure mine would be included on one of those links. So here we have the battlefield, and the map is correctly working this time, which is a good thing to see. We don't see the players actually coming in just yet. We do have a few minutes until that happens, and then an additional 5 minutes before they can teleport around and they can attack. Now I'm just going to take a look at chat and see if there's any questions. So the person asking if we're watching, do we get any gifts? As far as I know, Evony's not doing anything like that. It would have been good if they did. I think one streamer maybe set something like that up, but I'm not sure if he was just making it up or it's a real thing. But it was only like 500 gold or something like that. Sorry, 500,000. Yeah, I saw it was just a decoration. Sorry, I saw that it wasn't just a decoration. But I just forgot that for a moment. I think you also get like a training capacity increase for having that castle, for being in like the top 5 or so. Or top 25 even. So it gives you a little bit, but it's not a huge buff in the scheme of things, but it's helpful. So in this battle we've got 80 teleports, which is more than a regular battle if you haven't been following my other streams, which are also available on my channel. Obviously just skip through them to skip the beginning part just to the battle. 80 teleports, and also when it goes down to the hour mark they will get an additional amount of teleports added to their total. We're going to be looking at teams fighting probably over the Knight's Hall. That's what we've been seeing in this continent, King of Conquest. Portals is going to be very important to allow those players to keep teleporting around. It will also be interesting to see, and something to keep out an eye for, whether or not Eagle team or Lion team spread out or they group up, because we've been seeing some teams that are spreading out losing quite badly towards the end, especially when they start running out of teleports and they can't reinforce the players, they can't run rallies as easy. We've seen Lion Team do very well with Petty and Gaius by grouping up, usually on the Knight's Hall, at least at the beginning, getting that building, getting the defenses down a little bit on the other team, and then finally hitting them in the final hour with some strength with their rallies. Oh, you are correct. It is not showing the correct screen. There we go, sorry about that. I should have noticed that. Just let me know in chat if you were able to see it now. So we should start seeing players teleporting in about 15 seconds here. And I was just about to mention this player, given what Mitch said in the chat. Apparently Pikachu had a very good score in comparison to their power, which I'm pretty sure was true. It's a little hard to remember every single name and then compare it to power because they're in different leaderboards. If you're asking which server I'm personally in, I am in server 193 at the moment, which is subpar server, unfortunately. Yeah, the screen was displaying incorrectly, just sometimes because you have to hide the screen and then put it back on again with Streamlabs. It's a little annoying. I didn't go through every single member on each team. Eggy, did you get knocked out? I had forgotten. So, fortunately, we're covering Eagle Team, which would be a more interesting one to see, because Lion Team, I think they're going to group up a little bit more. Eagle Team will be harder to track, I believe, but we'll see. Personally, for this battle, I think Eagle Team will lose, Lion Team will win, although of course based on an individual score, plenty of Eagle Team will be at the top of the leaderboards, will get those good rewards. If you think differently, or even if you think the same, do let me know in the live chat. Explain why, if you really want to defend your team if you're a part of Eagle Team. Because Gaius over here has been doing very well. Corrupt has been having some issues with the game, but he did pretty well given that he had those issues. Gaius, V, Seabone, I'm pretty sure they've been on the same team the entire time. Perhaps V wasn't for one of the battles. And yeah, for anyone that doesn't know, the teams are randomized on each stage of the battle, so these aren't necessarily always the same team, so it's important to note when you're looking at Eagle and Lion Team. If you have watched my previous streams, they're not necessarily the same people, as well as I've only covered one group up until now, but this is the only final, obviously, for King of Conquest. If you wanted to check out other streams for the other continent, do go in-game and look at the announcement from the developers to see those other streams that are available on YouTube and Twitch, although I prefer you to stay here. It's a shame that you got knocked out, Eggy. Eggy, was you one of the people that had some issues with getting kicked out of the game and such? Now for the start of the battle, I'm just going to be spectating. I'm not going to be talking, and I'm going to turn up some music for the time being. Thank you for watching, everyone. Alright everyone, I'm back. So we've seen some interesting things happen so far. We've actually seen both teams group up, which is good. We've got a rally coming in here. I'll actually follow this real quick. So we've got Knockout rallying Seabone early on. It's glitching out a little bit for me. I couldn't actually click on that. So just wait a little bit and let's check out if he actually got burned off of that. Got more Lion Team teleporting in. So what we saw at the start there, Lion Team all grouped up on the hospital. That's what they're prioritizing here. Eagle Team have just come in. You got JS coming in and attacking a few players, scouting them. Eagle Team grouped up on the Night Hall and took that. Saw an alliance rally very quickly from Lion Team onto that Night Hall to try to clear Eagle Team out, but it failed. We might start seeing some reports pop up eventually in chat, but at the moment we have none to look at. Seabone seemed to have defended that attack. Got more attacks coming up from JS onto John Long at the Battlefield Hospital. Let's very quickly take a look at the map and then we'll take a look at scores. Lion Team hold the center building, the Battlefield Hospital, most portals. However, Eagle Team do own one portal, Blessing Tower and Knight's Hall. Lion Team are most likely winning at the moment. Eagle Team are actually winning. They must have more kills from that rally on Seabone and a few other players. They've been rallying a little bit more than Lion Team. Lion Team may have also lost some points while rallying that Night Hall. No, Anthony, you cannot find someone through that. You will have to use an arrest warrant item. Eagle Team still winning at the moment. I will keep a on-screen graphic for the current winners. We've got another knockout rally onto Rosto of Lion Team. Seems to be glitching out sometimes when I'm trying to click it, unfortunately, so I'll just scroll over here. So they actually managed to burn Rosto. Now it's going to be very important, the speed of reinforcements to these alliance rallies on the enemies, to be able to get that attack out there quickly, to speed attack it, as well as spend that 1000 gems to start the rally early. This means you can get a rally completed within 25 seconds, at most 15 really, even is probably the upper amount that you want, as well as actually being able to reinforce your teammates. There's a lot of alliance rallies going on as people are ghosting their troops, hiding them from the other players, as well as reinforcing the Battlefield Hospital and other buildings. And so their troops are split and they've got to work out which rallies are real and which are fake, because they have to very quickly reinforce their teammates, even quicker than the enemy is able to rally that teammate. If they do not reinforce that person, it's very likely that the person that they're attacking will die, as most people do not have enough troops to defend an attack in All-Stars Battlefield like this, with large 10, 12, 15 million troops coming at them of a high tier. So we've got another rally from Eagle Team onto JS, it seems. Maybe even two rallies at the same time. Oh, sorry, he was being reinforced. I got the teams wrong. So looking at the buildings again, just very quickly, about 30 teleports left per team. Eagle team are still in the lead, as you see at the top there with the scores. So Eagle team have picked up a couple of more buildings, including 2 portals, but Lion team are holding a majority, as well as the battlefield hospital, which will give them a 60% increase to their healing speed. That is, Lion team will get the 60% healing speed increase. Got a big rally coming into Gaius' city. Let's see who he tries to attack. Those may have been reinforcements, I'm not entirely sure. He may have tried to set a rally and then decided to cancel it, and therefore people are being sent back. JS is now attacking Mad Haywire as his troops return from Gaius' city. Now there's a lot of action right now, but I will just quickly check out the scores. I know from my previous streams people always want to check this out. Again, Eagle team are winning against Lion team for the time being, with only 15 minutes into the battle, 1 hour and 45 minutes left. Knockout is number 1, closely followed by Rosto, JS, Seabone, Sweet Mountain, Yip Yor, Gaius, V, Venom, Cinder, Patsy, Phoenix, Kakarot, Dabby, Mad and Haywire, Hawk, Whistling Pig, Pikachu, AJ, and we have some more players down here that are at the lower end, but I'm sure they'll get more scores as the battle rages on. We're just going to check if anyone's at any buildings, if they're having any solo fights. So we do have some Lion team on fire over here. I assume Blood has attacked him and has now taken this portal and the Lion team's Blessing Tower from them. We've got some marchers returning to Sonlong, so he may be attacked again by Blood. Let's look at this Defense 1 report. So Eagle team was attacked by Lion team. Eagle team losing 50 million power to Funky Town, and Lion team losing over 100 million. We do have better stats on Eagle team for this player, as well as much better debuffs. So Funky Town sent some layered troops along with a lot of ranged with his ranged general. So we have a lot of low tiers on the defense here. A lot of layered troops, about 100,000 of most tiers. Got even at 350,000 here of the ground. A lot of mounted. A lot of T12 ranged as well. Even more ranged here, over 1 million T13 ranged. 1.5 million ground. So you're probably going to see him get bombed by archers and siege if people are going to kill him. To JC, actually I'll answer it after this. We've got a new rally. So this is a problem sometimes people have. They try to do the rallies too quickly, and a combination of server lag and just some issues like that, and trying to go too quickly. You saw most of the people that joined the rally actually not being a part of it and being sent back. So it looks like maybe only one person managed to successfully join Knockout, and he may have just lost quite a number of troops due to that. So to JC, yes, the time doesn't change if you mean the default server time, and in terms of events and things like that, with Battlefield, just regular Battlefield, you can select, or your leader can select, a particular time so it can favor you. If you're in Australia, if you're in China, if you're in Europe, if you're in America, you can pick a different time that suits you, although you're not necessarily going to be able to pick a day, but it is usually the weekend. And to Anthony, I'm not sure if you found this live stream by being a subscriber already to my YouTube channel, but for Anthony and anyone else watching, feel free to check out my other videos available on my YouTube channel called Evony Guides. Below the video you can subscribe, as well as click my avatar to be able to look at my other videos that are available, which will go from, you know, killing monsters to Monarch gear and so on, with more to come in the future. So do check those out if you are struggling to grow, and that's why you're here, to try to look at this type of stuff. Yeah, to JC again, the All-Star Battlefield time, it just is what it is. I don't know if they're trying to favor any particular person by having the time. I think it's supposed to be a fairly good time for, a fairly bad time for America, in that it's quite late. Here in Australia, it's like 2-3 p.m. When the battle starts, so it's not an issue for us. So maybe it is the case that Europe does get the bad end of the stick there, but I mean, I kind of doubt that's on purpose. So here we're still seeing Eagle Team hold the Knights Hall successfully. We've got all of these rallies going out from the Night Hall. Okay, let me check this out. So they're rallying Yip Yor here. So we've just seen a large rally on Yip Yor from Eagle Team. Based on these rallies, it's... Oh, so he did actually get on fire. You do have to wait. It does take a little bit to come up. Eagle Team still winning on points, a few thousand ahead. I'm actually surprised by this. I was expecting Lion Team to do a little bit better. Lion Team have been falling behind on the rallies, which has been successful because Eagle Team, some of their larger players, are coming into the middle of Lion Team and disrupting them, hitting them, burning some of them, while Knockout from Eagle Team sets rallies against Lion Team and has been successful in getting quite a lot of points. As you see, Devil Dog and Yip Yor are up there, in part to some not too great rallies from Eagle Team, but they're still hanging in there. We got Seabone still up there, Venom's up there, JS, Rosto, Cinder, Sweet Mountain, V, Phoenix, Gaius, Dabby, Petty, Pikachu, and I'll just scroll through the rest for you to look out for anyone that's looking for their friend that's joining. So we're actually seeing one less player on Lion Team than Eagle Team, so either someone didn't enter the battle or exited it. We're seeing mostly the same teleports on both teams because they are mostly staying still, capturing those portals and getting their chances up a little bit. Lion team are still getting the benefit of these portals. They have successfully owned a few. They've got some that are currently capturing. Eagle team only have the one at the moment, but I'm sure we'll see them concentrate on those buildings a little bit as time goes on. However, when we go below the 1 hour mark, additional teleports will be added to each team anyway. So a lot of Eagle team are on fire right now. They have just burned JS, and we will just quickly look at his overall power to see if he has actually been zeroed. He doesn't seem to be zeroed, but he may have lost up to 1 billion power at the moment. But that does not mean that he's not gotten plenty of scores. As you see, he's actually number 1 now, so he's actually helping Eagle stay up there, over 3,000 points. Eagle team taking those 2 top spots, and then the next 2 by Lion team. And we're going to see if Gaius can actually come up in the rankings a little bit and start doing as well as he has been in previous stages. To Jay Leno talking about lower tiers surviving. I mean, reports can be deceiving, and in terms of if everything were to die more or less, your higher troops are more likely to survive, just without being anecdotal. I can check out for some reports here. So we got another Funky Town one. AJ losing only 10 million from Eagle team to Lion team losing over 100 million. We have seen Funky Town have a pretty bad report previously as well. Now I think we may have already looked at this one. Okay, we haven't. So V attacked them. I think this was at the beginning of the battle. This one. V did lose a little bit more. It's not a huge amount, but you know, it's still 2 million wounded. They tried to send a ground rally, and it didn't quite work out for them, even with these superior ground stats over the ranged. Huntress from Lion team is now on fire also. Now do keep in mind, those people are asking about reports. Sometimes I am looking at different parts of the battle and will forget to do that all the time. But also another thing to keep in mind is I do not have direct access to reports. I have to rely on them being shared into the Alliance chat of Eagle team, which is the only one I can see. So if they don't do that, I can't show you those reports. So for those people asking about Huntress, Minimag, Yipyor, I can't give you those reports until they are shared. So Venom has one here. Hopefully this is one. It isn't, but it's still a good report. Eagle team again beating Ginger Dave from Lion team. He didn't manage to get any reinforcements, unfortunately. We are seeing that as a theme throughout this battle. Unfortunately, it's going to mean that Lion team may lose. They're not getting those reinforcements in, but even without that, Lion team are creeping up in the scores. They are getting a little bit closer to Eagle team. So again, we're seeing Lion Team focus on buildings more than Eagle Team. Eagle Team seemingly only have the 3 buildings. They got the middle building, Knight's Hall, and 1 portal. The rest of the buildings are owned by Lion Team at the moment. We are seeing Lion Team attempting to take the middle building. Got another rally from Knockout going to Myken. These rallies are coming in very quickly from Eagle Team. I'm not seeing Lion Team keep up with this kind of speed. They're not even sending reinforcements at all, even if they're late, which is also a positive for Eagle Team. Obviously they're doing it fast enough to avoid that, but it may be the case that Lion Team need to pick up the slack in that area and make sure they're reinforcing those players. If they do that, they might start getting 5,000-10,000 points ahead of Eagle Team before they learn their lesson. Hey Pandy. For those asking about links to other servers, to other battles, you have to check that out in the game announcements page. So we just saw that again, another rally where a lot of people were sent back. Knockout sending his rally either too quickly, or it may have actually been the game's fault, we're not too sure there. That may actually end up meaning the Eagle Team can lose, where they're actually getting some of these things happen, where they're getting people sent back on their rallies, and so they may be splatting into people. As time goes on, that may get worse, where people are getting a little bit more desperate for points, and are slipping up like that. So currently we don't have any Eagle Team in Lion Team in their little mini hive around the Battlefield Hospital, but we did just see a big attack coming out on the hospital, or actually it may have just been one troop. They might not have been reinforcing. Eagle Team have taken the hospital for now. I expect to see Lion Team take it back any second here. As he did recall these troops, there should be nothing in it. We're seeing a scout coming out from Prometheus onto that, and they're just getting it now. So Lion Team have gotten that back, but that will actually reduce the healing speed for the time being until it is fully captured again of Lion Team, back to the same level as Eagle Team. Yeah, fair enough. I realized that would get my viewership down a little bit because I got put with Group A, and a number of the people that were watching my first stream would have wanted Group B. Luckily I get the best of both worlds now. Everyone's in the one battle. Yeah, to someone mentioning this is a mess, I mean, it's gone flawlessly. Everyone teleported in just fine, it seems. Everyone grouped up on the Knight's Hall from Eagle Team. Lion Team went to the Battlefield Hospital. It didn't appear that there was any glitches going on. Unfortunately, that did happen in the semi-finals, but not here in the finals. To Pandy, I am doing well. Unfortunately, I wasted a bit of time before the stream, so I didn't get it set up to the way that I wanted it to be. But still, as you can see, I've updated the graphics and stuff off screen and taken some things off as well. JS from Eagle Team has just teleported in behind Lion Team. He's scouting a few players and he's being scouted himself, so it should be interesting to see what he's able to do here. He's teleported again. To see if he's teleported around to a different side. He may have done that to actually waste their time as they try to rally someone else, but I haven't seen that yet. Looking at the buildings again, Lion Team are holding all buildings except the Knights Hall. Eagle Team are really relying on kills, on rallies, and just grouping up and protecting each other, whereas Lion Team are spreading out a little bit more on those buildings, as well as holding the Battlefield Hospital. JS has come back in and is attacking Silveran. Got another attack on Nas, another rally. Got some reinforcements coming in from Lion Team onto their teammates that are near JS to try to protect them. They did set a rally on JS. As you see, all those troops returning on that rally. They were too slow with it, and he, way before they hit with that, he moved to the side to avoid it. Let's take another look at the leaderboards for now. Still, Eagle Team winning makes it easier for me not having to change the graphic on the left side of the screen to Lion Team, but it's unfortunate to see. We've seen Lion Team, some of their players do really well with rallies working together. I did have Gaius, that you see at number 4 there, mention that Knockout is going to be one to look for, and as you have seen, he's been leading rallies, doing them very well, getting them out very quickly, speeding them up, as everyone is able to speed them up actually. And they've just been able to stay ahead throughout this match, even though they have almost no buildings in comparison to Lion Team, which will get their scores down marginally, as well as will prevent them from having some buffs, as well as the healing speed buff from the Battlefield Hospital. Going through the leaderboard, Devil Dog is on the top, Knockout and JS underneath those, Gaius, PK Venom, Phoenix, Seabone, Yipyor, V, and Sweet Mountain to finish off the top 10. I'll just quickly scroll through the rest again for everyone to see. I will check out the Alliance chat here of Eagle Team to see if they have any rallies in here, some reports. So Whistling Pig from Eagle Team defeating Corrupt from Lion Team, wounding his 6 million troops, so that's 43 million lost on Eagle Team to almost 170 million from Corrupt of Lion Team. Seemingly a ground rally with the Ground General here onto Joseph E. Johnson. Heavy ground stats here, about 600 attack on these other ones, 900% on the range on the opposite side here, which is why he's used ground to combat the fact that they've got range stats here. Better debuffs on actually the right side here, it seems. I'm not going to look at the rest of the troops because it does take a little bit of time. I'll just go through a bunch of the reports for now. So here we have a little bit of a rally, it seems, from Lion Team onto Venom from Eagle Team. He did manage to get 1.8 million reinforcements, but it's probably not enough. He ended up losing, as well as the reinforcements, 742 million power to 600 million of Lion Team, so they did manage to get more than Venom was able to get with a ground general against a ranged siege general, which will probably be reflected in the stats, as you see ranged and the siege quite high here, with ground a little bit higher on this side. Mitch, I had assumed that I was saying her name wrong, but I was doing it on purpose just because then it's better than just saying sweet in my mind. But now that I know it's just sweet tea, I'll just say that instead. So AJ just sent a scout report of Lumperic. He may be getting attacked soon. One thing to mention for people that had not been watching previously, most likely these teams are in Discord channels or Line, using perhaps even voice channels to be able to talk to each other, rather than clogging up Alliance chat with a lot of things. They're only putting the most important things in this Alliance chat that each team gets, and then sticking to the other platforms to actually communicate. And that's one thing that you could use if you wanted to with your teammates to increase your effectiveness in regular Battlefield. And that's obviously why they're using it in here, because it makes it simpler. If you were to watch the previous streams of Colt on Twitch, you'll see how effective that can be for launching these rallies, which is maybe why you're seeing Eagle Team manage to do these quite quickly with knockout and managing to get those points. Eagle Team are going ahead again a little bit, but not too much. Lion Team are keeping up. But we are seeing a lot of Eagle Team in the top here. Venom is coming up. Gaius is coming up, but he's going to need to get some more points on there. Petty, Seabone, we're expecting them to get some more points on there to be able to bring team scores up. Again, remembering for anyone that hadn't been watching previously, you don't need to have your team win necessarily to get the rewards. You'll still manage to rank based on your individual points. Another rally on knockout against V. V seemingly teleported away, although that may have been because they were force ported due to the attack. So another rally coming up there and force porting someone. So as you're seeing with a lot of the lower power players, they are setting these 16-minute rallies against enemy cities to be able to hide their troops. That's also something you can use if you're new to the game and you're not sure about that type of thing. That's going to be how you can stop enemies from killing your troops, although by doing that obviously you won't get points unless you attack someone. So Mini-Mag just got killed by a rally attack on their city from Lion Team. plenty of rallies coming out from Eagle Team onto Lion Team, and not seeing nearly as many coming out from Lion Team. It seems as though a lot of their points are defensive based. Having said that, Devil Dog is still on top from Lion Team. So let's look at the buildings again. Seems as though it's pretty simple. Lion Team, with most of the buildings, we've got a portal over here owned by Eagle Team, and the other portal over here, and the rest of the things in the middle are mostly owned by Lion Team, with Eagle Team owning the Night Hall. Seeing some Eagle Team attacking Lion Team's portal, taking this. Probably just sending one mounted troop from their city. No speed march. They are being sped attacked now by a single player, it seems, maybe a rally. We'll attempt to see if they actually killed their troops. Probably not. They must have been ghosting their troops, and that's why you do that type of thing. Throughout this battle, if anyone has any questions related to this All-Stars Battlefield, has suggestions on how I can stream better, if there's any issues with the music or anything like that, also let me know in the chat. Just anything related to Evony as well, ask in the chat and I'll try to answer. Remember, there's not too many comments coming through, but there's enough where it can be hard to actually read through them all while trying to follow rallies such as this one that has been set by Knockout again. Unfortunately, a lot of these people are being sent back yet again. We keep seeing that. So Devil Dog coming down, JS and Knockout are now edging him over in the points, only by a little bit. Devil Dog may come back up again. Venom is moving up. Gaius and Petty are still staying at pretty much the same spot for now, but I'm sure we'll see more out of them in the final hour. Minimag is still top 10. Seabone is almost in the top 10. He's going to need to get some more points to stay up there. Now it's interesting to see Lombric down here, Moist Cat and others. I know this is a harder fight now that has more higher power players in it, but some of these players that are at the bottom of the leaderboards are not really doing too much, and in previous battles we actually saw them do pretty well. So we may be seeing some other glitches going on that may be preventing them from participating perhaps, and we'll know a little bit later into the battle, and I'll try to keep an eye on those players a little bit more to see what's going on with them. Venom on fire at the moment. Whistling Pig here with a rally against Prometheus of Lion Team. Whistling Pig himself lost about 45 million power to Lion Team, losing 630 million. However, including the reinforcements, Whistling Pig may have lost a little bit more, but that looks like it might be a 1-to-3 ratio at least. And you're seeing here much higher stats on the ranged and other troops as well, for the most part. Well, actually no, sorry, only on the ranged. Brand new rally coming in from Knockout onto V again. Let's see if V can avoid this attack as well. Knocked down 500 million power, it seems. Hopefully they will share the report in chat and I could have a look at it. So we've got Naz sitting over here at the portal. They may choose to rally him also. Jimmy Phil apparently needs to leave the call as he is at work. Unfortunate. So they attempted to rally him and Naz managed to move to the side without being hit. I'll be turning up some of the music for the next few songs, maybe even up to 10 minutes, and then I'll be back, but I'll continue spectating as I have been for now. Again, thank you for everyone watching. Feel free to share it to your Alliance teammates, to your server, and so on, to help me out with the views, as well as help everyone out watch the finals and to see how it should be done. Alright everyone, I'm back. So, in that little intermission there where I was not talking, we've seen some interesting things. It seems to be a bit of a theme of Funky Town just getting destroyed by Eagle Team quite a lot. Keeps getting burned. Seems to be failing at getting reinforced a lot of the time. Is late to try to teleport away and so on. So that's kind of why in the leaderboards here we're seeing Eagle Team with the top 2 places. Hopefully we see Funky Town stop doing that. He seemingly just keeps he seemingly keeps just healing his troops and dying over and over. There may be other players that I'm missing that are also doing similar things on both teams. We've also seen more rallies coming out, as you see here, from Petty and other players. We're just going to watch where this one goes. So that seemed to be another glitched rally again, where unfortunately a lot of people clearly got their rallies into his city, and it kind of didn't work. Unless he was being reinforced. So we're seeing another one here, we'll see what happens. So a couple of people were sent back, but it seems like it mostly worked. And that rally would have been against AJ from Eagle Team. Shara, don't get your spelling off. I know why you're putting emojis and no words. Got some more reports to check out. So this one, it wasn't as good, but still Funky Town losing more than Whistling Pig on a solo attack, which is part of the reason why I think he's kind of not trying to lose, but is just bad at the game, it seems, and he's just helping Eagle Team win, either purposely or maybe not. So you're seeing another big rally from Eagle Team onto Petty. Oh, sorry, no, that was a defense. A big defense, as you see. They're actually reinforcing AJ. They got plenty in there. They got actually pretty much the same amount of reinforcements into his city as the rallying team had reinforcements, as well as Petty's troops on top of that. So that's the problem we're seeing. Eagle Team are doing that a little better, although both teams could improve. Lion Team aren't really doing that, aren't reinforcing Funky Town, for instance, at least not en masse. And this is probably the same rally we're seeing. Yes, it is. More emojis, apparently. This is probably a fake rally onto Funky Town. We'll see if they're trying to reinforce him. Apparently he had at least one reinforcement in there. Tomb of Existence. One of the people in my favorites list on Social Blade. Interesting. So it's a pretty pretty good attack by V onto Hawk. V being from Lion Team, Hawk from Eagle Team. Very big attack, killing those 10 million troops with the ground general. I'm pretty sure that was technically sarcasm within itself. Someone saying that they think Funky is purposely doing what he's doing to try to get into the top 25, even though he knows he can't really get the troops that the other players have. So yeah, I mean, that may be the case. As you see, he's at 25 right now. He's going to need to keep doing that even more so. I don't think it's particularly worth it to do that, but I mean, he keeps healing his troops. He must be fine with it. But if he doesn't get top 25, I'm sure a lot of people are going to laugh at him for that. So another rally on Funky Town. Him losing a lot of power. This is probably the same report, it appears to be. Now, someone asked about a Venom report. I don't know if you mean this one, but this is just a defensive report where he was one of the reinforcements. In terms of any other reports from Venom, I have to rely on what's in chat. That's the only one that's in chat right now, so if that's what you meant, I did already go through that one just before, which is a pretty good defense, with AJ being reinforced against Eagle Team's Alliance rally. Now to look at the buildings again, we are seeing Eagle Team pick up a few extra buildings. They've got these crystal mines, they've got a portal there. They have lost the two side portals, unfortunately. They do have a blessing tower. They may be looking at getting this crystal mine also, with Shah over here, burning the Lion Team player. That's kind of what we've been seeing, is this player here, teleporting around, taking some of these other buildings. Both teams have over 30 teleports, so they don't have to worry about it too much. And then you got Eagle Team mostly grouping up over here, doing rallies against the other hive, which is at the Battlefield Hospital. To the person asking about the current battle, there are two battles. There's two finals. One, which is this one, servers 129 plus, and then the other one is all other servers below that. So there are other battles available. If you go into the announcements in-game, you can check out other streams if you really want to check out the older servers battling, although they're even more likely to be using cheap tactics and trying to cheat the system, so it's probably not as interesting to watch as this one would be, as well as, of course, I'm the best streamer there is, as we all know. So we have Knockout actually teleporting over to Lion Team now, taking it on the offensive even more so than he had before. It's going to be interesting to see if he actually ends up battling anyone here, or this is just a attempt to waste Lion Team's time. As you see there, he did send an attack against a Lion Team player. It was a fake, then he sent it back, and now he's attacked them again with, I think that's Li Jing. Well, yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's costing him a lot to keep healing those troops, but he seems to be okay with doing that, and He must have pretty high research for healing his troops, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's costing him at least $100 each time. So the person asking about 59, I actually did forget about him because I've not seen him in the battle. You see he's actually down here. He's only at 400 points, so he hasn't really been doing anything the whole battle. I can't really give you a report of him anyway if there is anything that I can see, because it wasn't recently and I have to wait for him to be shared into Alliance chat. He is the largest player in this battlefield, but he's only at 45. He may be experiencing some glitches or something else that's making it so he can not get those points. Unfortunately, I'm not sure where he is. There are rallies going out, but I'm actually interested enough to try to find his city if he's in a particular area. Lion team are moving out of this area a little bit, it seems. I will just quickly check this area to see if he's sitting over here, and then I may have to just leave it. I don't want to be spending my time trying to find him, but it is weird to see that he's only got 400 points so far. So Knockout still sitting over in Lion Team's little mini hive around the battlefield hospital. Eagle Team only keeping the Night Hall for the most part. I can go through the scores again for everyone that's asking about certain players as well. So JS and Knockout still at the top. Barely behind we have V. A little bit more behind we do have Petty, Gaius, Devil Dog, Venom, Phoenix, Minimag, and Sweet Tea. And I'll just scroll down for anyone else trying to look at these other players. So I think someone asked about Ludwig, so he's there at 21 with 2,200 points. And one person did ask about Cinder. They are up here as well, if you didn't see. Cinder is number 11 with over 3,000 points for the time being. Another one for Ikra, I believe. I'll try to find him just in case you didn't see him when I was scrolling through. So he's here at 34th with 1,200 points for the time being. He's on Eagle Team. And Eagle Team overall are winning. I do not believe I've been able to look at many reports that have included Gaius in them. If they were, they would have been from a while ago, but I'll look through for now and see if there's any down here at the bottom of the Alliance chat for Eagle Team. Unfortunately, it seems to not be at the moment, but we may see more for him as he tries to push at the end for more scores. You forgot to capitalize the I in it. Nice going, Sig. To the person saying report Funky Town, I kind of agree. I don't think he's purposely doing it to make his team lose, and I don't think he's necessarily point swapping. I think he's just kind of allowing his team to lose, allowing other people to go down in the rankings, just so he can go up. He knows he can't win these battles, but he's purposely allowing Eagle Team to hit him, so he at least gets some kills, and he can try to get top 25, top 20, and whatever he wants to get to. But he's not playing Battlefield how it's supposed to be played, clearly. The only reason I did a grammar check there was due to a private conversation that was had. Now we're seeing an attack go out on Minimag. Minimag successfully teleported to the side to avoid that rally. Another line team player Petty attempted to teleport into that place, but we're not sure if he managed to actually take the attack. I think he was too late. It appears he did take it. Oh, sorry, no, this is another one. So Seabone got attacked here with a rally. 10 million troops. He managed to wound 3 million of those, and also some of AJ's troops. So he probably actually had a fairly one-to-one overall here, as this only shows the lost power of AJ. PK with a big attack on Prometheus. 20 million lost to Lion Team, losing over or almost 150 million power. Seeing most people have a Joseph E. Johnson on defense, attacking with Electra and other ranged generals quite a lot, or Africanus for ground, and other mounted generals sometimes. In previous battles we've seen some mounted only rallies. We've not seen it as much here. It's mostly been ranged against other players' cities, big rallies. We haven't seen too many attacks on buildings like we did in some other battles, so they are really sticking to those rallies and trying to reinforce the best they can. Eagle Team has been doing better there, although it is fair to note, like someone did in chat, that one of the players on Lion Team is either purposely or really stupidly giving away a lot of points just to benefit themselves. We're not getting as much team play from Lion Team as we are with Eagle. Having said that, Petty has managed to push himself up into the second slot above JS, and we're actually seeing some of the other Eagle Team players being hit down a little bit. Lion Team are coming up in the leaderboards a little bit, with V actually going over Gaius as well. So we're actually getting down quite a lot on Lion Team's teleports. They're attempting to keep a lot of these buildings, as well as they're using teleports to avoid some of the rallies. From Eagle Team, they're attempting to teleport out of some of their positions when they're getting rallied, and then to have another player teleport into the spot to take the fight for them, to take that battle. It hasn't worked so far, but it has meant that Lion Team have significantly less teleports, even though they own a lot of the buildings. Eagle Team still at 20 for now, but those will whittle down as the battle rages on, with about 40 minutes left in this battle. Again, leave any questions you have in the chat. Subscribe to my channel. Please like the video if you've liked this stream, and check out my other videos, both for the previous battles in Battlefield and the guides that I have available also. So V has teleported in from Lion Team onto Eagle Team, but now they are being attacked by a large rally. V has managed to actually go over and get third place for now. Venom's still up here in the top 10. Phoenix, Sweet Tea are holding their positions at 9th and 10th. Devil Dog hasn't been doing much for some time, but has still managed to be at 7th, even with that being the case. Another big rally on Phoenix. Tempted to click it, but moved. So that's onto Huntress. And I'm going to attempt to go there now. So they burned Huntress. As you're seeing here, we've got defense from Jimmy. He had reinforcements. There was a small rally from Silveran with some reinforcements there onto his city. They actually lost a lot less than Lion Team. We are seeing that come out from both sides, where they're either having issues with the game or are just sending rallies too early and there's not enough troops in them. And we are seeing also Eagle Team do a better job of reinforcing their teammates before being attacked. Lion Team are getting a little bit better with that, teleporting out of the way and other methods to avoid those attacks. But it is a little bit too late. It's unlikely that we're going to see Lion Team now win, with 4,000 points behind, and Eagle Team will look to finish strong to make sure they keep the positions at the top of the leaderboard. So they just had another rally on V. V still at 1 billion power. But V is now in #1 place after that rally. But it did bring Knockout up above Petty. PK is coming up a spot there. Phoenix is coming up a little bit. Sweet Tea still at 10th place. Cinder, Whistling Pig, AJ. Funky has come up from 25th place to 15th place with his suicide missions. Ludwig, 17th. Pikachu, 23rd. Corrupt is still at 25th back here. We may see some more from him. Got about just over 30 minutes left in this battle. We're still seeing the largest player in this battle, weirdly, all the way back at 46th place. Hopefully we do see him enter the battle a little bit more. So for those asking for a Gaius report, here's one of them. So this player lost quite a bit of power there as a defender, and there are reinforcements that Gaius managed to kill, so this is probably a fairly even overall report here. Both teams losing quite a bit on their reinforcements and their own troops as well. So we've got probably a mounted rally with Martinez here against Joseph E. Johnson. Very high mounted stats for the rally leader, at least, Gaius. A little bit more ranged on the other side, and siege. We'll check Venom's report here to see what he lost in that fight. So maybe that was actually the report that Gaius did lose more than them. I have seen with some reports sometimes it doesn't actually show what everyone lost, but that is actually the same amount. So it may be that Gaius actually lost a fair bit more than the defense. Not just Gaius, but like his rally. Another rally on V. V does keep healing troops, so they're still way over 1 billion power. Lion team, under 5 teleports. Eagle team are still up, even though, again, pretty much all buildings are owned by Lion team. Lion team only has the Night Hall and 1 portal for the time being. So 59 is over here with everyone else at the moment, with Eagle team. He has actually gone down 400 million at the moment, which may have meant he has come up in the rankings perhaps. I will quickly scroll down here and then go back to the top just to check out. So he still only has 400 points for that, which is kind of weird. But V at the top with 9,000 points, almost 1,000 points above second place, which is Knockout, Petty, JS, Venom coming up into 5th place now, pushing out Gaius. Phoenix, Devil Dog, Seabone, and Sweet Tea still there. Minimag is just outside of the top 10. Cinder, Whistling Pig, and so on. I'll come back to these again, maybe at the 15-minute mark, but for now, we'll continue watching the battle. So we're seeing some good rallies actually come in from Lion Team onto Eagle Team. Hawk with another loss. He did have one previously. Whistling Pig getting another attack on Funky Town yet again. Funky Town has been over 500 million many times as a total power. He's been knocked down over and over and over, with only 100 million being able to be killed this time. But he may heal his troops again and feed more into the score of Eagle Team. Looks like their target managed to move out of the way, and Petty moved into the spot. I have a feeling that he was not quick enough, but we'll see in a moment if we get a share. So 59 is in chat here. We may see them start to get some scores. I think what may be happening is that other player is talking another language, and so it's not always translating their messages. A lot of the more English speaking players are all in a Discord channel or something like that, talking to each other using microphones, and that 59 player, which was over 3 billion power at the start, was not a part of that. They've been purposely not being a part of that. They've been saying no to other people, and I think there's been a couple other people that have been doing that also throughout this All-Stars Battlefield, refusing to work as a team on purpose, and so they've really been forfeiting points to the other team through that, where they're not working with their teammates to set rallies and then refusing to do so. So where he's setting rallies, this really large player, no one's actually really joining them, and actually he ended up cancelling a few of them as we just saw. So another large attack onto Slayer from Knockout. A larger than 2 ratio there, Electra of the Electra. Much better general on the Eagle side. We're going to take a look at the buildings again. Still the same picture at the moment. Lion Team with a majority of the buildings. Eagle Team really concentrating on that one portal and the Night Hall, although I do believe that Lion keep taking this portal back. Again, we're seeing Eagle Team, this particular player here, as the one that is designated to go around and attempt to get some of these buildings and to try to waste Lion Team's time where possible. So we're actually seeing some attacks come on to Slayer that is over at this portal from Eagle Team. And this is also the player that lost quite a bit of power from the last report we had looked at. So in the leaderboards here, still V at the top. They've only got a little bit more points since last time. Knockout has been making up that gap and is coming in right up behind V in points. We may see Knockout take first place again, which he had been previously. Petty is coming up a little bit into third place, knocking some of these other people down. Venom has swapped with Phoenix. Phoenix is now above them. JS is still holding strong in that fourth spot, and that's while I'm on the topic of JS, I think that was the other player that was refusing to join calls and things like that, instead just doing their own thing. So it's surprising to see them up there, but I think they are mostly getting that from joining other people's rallies, such as a Knockout. Gaius is still top 10. Sweet Tea has been top 10 for some time, but only 10th. Now they're at 8th. They are getting more points. They are pushing their way up there. Devil Dog is coming down. Seabone has been outside of the top 10 for a while. He is coming up to 10th. Minimag has been just holding strong at 11th for some time. And so is a lot of these other players. Funky's still at 15th. And we'll just scroll down a little bit more for everyone to see their favourite player. Still seeing 59 down here at 400 points, unfortunately, with about 20 minutes in the battle to go, which you can see on the left side. My timer's a little bit out. It's actually a little bit less than my timer that's on screen, so look at the top of the screen in-game for that. Like you, Shara Bear. .59 might have actually come up in the rankings a little bit based off of killing Minimag here. Minimag has had a lot of losses as far as I've seen in the reports, although some of that is the reinforcements as well, some of those kills. But a fairly good report from them. We'll check out in a moment again the leaderboards, and we'll see if 59 has come up in those. Now Whistling Pig attacking Slayer, just about getting more kills than Slayer, but still a fairly good report on him. He lost the attack because he didn't manage to kill all troops, but he still had a positive ratio. Again, this is another Electra v Electra, with his just edging out the enemies, which was Lion Team. And I'm not sure if everyone is actually looking at it, but if you take a look at the live chat right now, we have a better battle going on in the live chat of this stream than in the actual game, so do check that out for some good fun. So at the moment, Eagle team is still managing to keep most of their teleports without those buildings. They are getting a couple of extra buildings there, as you see the portal on the left side there. They've gotten that now. Lion team still have teleports but are quite low. Eagle team still above Lion team with about a 4,000 point lead. V has been knocked out of the first place. We now have, well, knockout in first place, Petty third place, then JS, Phoenix, Venom, Gaius. V back on top. So for those that are asking about the leaderboards, I'll go through them again. So 59er has got like 100 or 200 more scores than they did before, but still down there at 46th. They're not really doing anything. Not too sure why. I think they have lost quite a few troops given their score. I don't know what really happened there. They are trying to start a rally, as you see here, but they're just really not doing it fast enough, and they're not getting people joining them. This rally should have already hit V by now. It shouldn't be sitting here like this. A lot of Lion team are on fire at the moment. So here Corrupt has attacked Whistling Pig. Neither players had reinforcements in their attack. Corrupt losing over 120 million power to Whistling Pig only losing about 10 million. This is probably a last-ditch effort from some players to get some more scores. Some, it's not going to work out. those players that are larger are probably going to benefit off of people being desperate, trying to get their scores up. And that may actually decide who the top 3 are based on who can take advantage of people's desperation to increase their scores. Because individual scores will matter even when we do have a winner that is team-based. Depending on where you are on the leaderboards, you'll still get rewards. So another Lion team defense from AJ, and AJ getting a pretty big win there. As someone said, getting kicked out, I was aware of those glitches happening. I saw those happening where people were getting kicked out. There was even one where everyone was teleported into the exact same safe zone. We were just attacking each other there instead of at the buildings. And also as a streamer and probably as a player, you could not see the buildings on the map until I restarted my game like 3 times. Then I could, which was unfortunate, but I believe the better team still came out on top on that one, so it didn't end up mattering too much. I'm aware of those glitches, and I don't think that happened to 59, although it is possible because one player from one team, I forget which, was not in the battle for a while. It was 24 players to 25, so maybe he was that one that was out of the battle. So we got less than 10 minutes left right now. Eagle team still in the lead over Lion team, with V in first place, really going for that 1000 mark over knockout to try to have that kind of lead over them. Petty as well, quite far behind, but he's still holding strong there in third. Even further behind again is JS, and then everyone else is fairly close to that that's below that. Phoenix, PK Venom, guys are going to be fighting for those top spots. Now, what I just mentioned about one of the battles being a bit glitchy, for anyone in chat right now, do you know if that happened in the other semi? Because I'm not actually sure. I didn't watch other people's streams. I didn't have time, at least enough to know whether or not that happened. If you mean Zyver01, where it comes up at the bottom of the chat, I don't know what you mean, unless it's that one that I can see right now. It says Ice-T I like, I don't know. That's a glitch where my real alliance is able to be seen in that tab sometimes. So Knockout has teleported over to Lion Team with almost just 5 minutes left. Trying to get those extra points, trying to get first over V, trying to suppress V by actually sitting next to them. Unfortunately, I don't have him added to tell Zyber to shut up. It's unfortunate. Apparently Zyber is not helping out my stream by commenting things like that in my actual Alliance chat, but seems to be showing up on the bottom anyway. But to Eggy talking about who wins, I didn't really think that through, and I didn't read the rules enough to see whether or not it's true where perhaps even the top 15 of Eagle team are going to be the actual top 15 of the finals, and then the next 10 may or may not be Lion team, based on the rules of the previous one for who was eligible for the finals. I'm not too sure about that one. Maybe that's the case, or maybe at least the first few places are decided by the winning team. I guess we will see. So Silveran here losing another one. Ludwig losing a little bit there. Oh, sorry, not Ludwig. Now, the person asking about a Ludwig report, I don't think that's been shared here so far. So we have another petty one here where he's losing over 300 million, but Jimmy has lost over 400 for that. I'll now put on some louder music and I'll continue to spectate. I'll then come up with a winner screen, and after that I'll have noted down the winners, who's getting which rewards and so on, and then we'll go from there. Thank you for watching, everyone. Do check out my channel, I do have plenty of guides available and so on. But let's just get back to the battle. Now I navigated away from the winning screen, so unfortunately I can't read through and give you the winners. I'll have to wait until it's updated on the All Stars Battlefield screen here. While we're waiting, I'm going to leave you with a bit of a meme. So the winners have been announced for our continent, which is King of Conquest. If you're looking for the winners of the other continent, check out your game and it should be in there also. So Knockout number 1, JS, Phoenix, Venom, Whistling Pig, Sweet Tea, Cinder, Ludwig, AJ, Jimmy Phil, Davy, 13, Hawk, Pikachu, Ikra, V, Hetty, Gaius, Devil Dog, Seabone, Minimag, Slayer H, Funky Town, Subhuman, Nas, Corrupt, Yip Yor, Kaja, Lord Kaltor, Huntress, Kakarot, Rosto, Partsy, Silveran, Mad Haywire, and I'll allow you to read the rest. So as we saw, Eagle Team, for a valiant fight against Lion Team, managed to win. Therefore, Eagle Team's top players managed to get the top ranks, and even the likes of Gaius, Petty, Seabone, Minimag, and so on, managed to actually get a fairly low rank, even though they scored quite high. Their team unfortunately did not pull through. It was Eagle Team that managed to do that, allowing Knockout, JS and Phoenix to take the top 3 spots, followed by Venom and Whistling Pig in the top 5. I'm sure you can read the rest. Thank you everyone for watching my stream. I'll turn up the music and I'll switch to another screen for that. Actually, just before I do that, I will actually go through the rewards that these players are getting, and then I'll end the stream after that. So our total ranking rewards, so we're going to be seeing Knockout get the Egyptian Queen March effect, the Castle decoration, which also comes with a couple of buffs, the Dragon, the Aladdin Dragon, which is going to be quite good, the Avatar frame for use in chat, a Militarist General, which just means one of the military based skill, gold, resources and speed ups, place 2 to 5, which is going to be Phoenix, and a few others there. Same thing, more or less, but they're going to get less of the things at the bottom. They will also be getting all 4 of the main rewards. Now, they won't be getting the March effect, places 16 to 15, which is also Eagle Team. They'll be getting less of those things as well, like gold. 16th to 25th will also be getting similar, just less of these bottom ones. They still get the castle, they still get their dragon and their avatar frame. 26th to 50th will no longer be getting their castle, they'll just be getting the dragon, the avatar frame and more, as you see on screen. If you're wanting to check out these things, check out the decorations in your keep for the castle, or you can also come into this tab where I came, which is in the battlefield building, All Stars Battlefield, and then the chest in the top right, which will give you this screen where you can view all of these in action, and the avatar frame is obviously pretty cool. Also, again, thank you for everyone for watching. I do have guides, as you see in the bottom right. My channel is called Evony Guides. Do subscribe, like the video if you enjoyed the stream, and I'll just leave you with some music now.